Hello everyone, this is Jim Nix from nomadicpursuits.com, and in this video we're going to go over dark, moody, and glowing HDR. These are fun images to experiment with and to make, and we're going to jump into this one right here. I'm going to start with the basic panel, and I'm just going to cool it off a little bit. It's a little bit too warm for my taste and for the look that I'm going for. So I'm going to take that temperature down. At the same time, I'm going to drag the contrast pretty far over here to, let's say, around 40. I'm trying to create some heavy shadow. Dark and moody sort of by definition means a lot of contrast and a lot of shadow. So I want to bring that up, and I'm going to bring up the HDR enhance as well. Now Smart Tone, I'm going to give it a little bit of boost here. I don't want to lose everything in the shadow. I just want to make it kind of interesting and kind of spooky looking, and so we're kind of getting started on that. In the saturation of vibrance, I'm just going to lift the vibrance a little bit. I just like those colors on the neon, on the signs on those buildings to really pop, and so I think that looks nice. Next up, we'll do some HDR structure. Since we're going for moody, I'm also going to go for a little bit kind of rough, a little bit kind of grungy, and so that's what this is doing here. And now on to Image Radiance. I love this slider. It really gives a nice romantic glow to a photo. It also creates a lot of shadow, as you can see here. Now, many times I will come in and I'll lift the shadows with this slider, which, by the way, the shadow slider is new in Aurora HDR 2018. But in this photo, I'm not going to lift it very much, just a tiny bit, because I want to keep a lot of stuff sort of hidden in shadow to keep that sort of dark and moody feeling. I'm going to next add a little bit of glow, and that's because I'm just trying to make these signs pop a little bit. So let me show you what that did. There's the before and there's the after. As it's an accurately named filter, it really does make them glow a little bit. I might even cool those off a tiny bit. Okay, now we're going to get into some of the color work. Here in the HSL panel, I'm going to start with blue. If you look at the sky, to me it's too blue, so I want to take that down a bit, like maybe negative 45 or so. I think that looks good. But then I also want to darken it, so I'm going to take the luminance down a pretty good ways as well. So something like that I think looks good, because I am creating a moody sort of look. So you can see the sky beforehand is a beautiful blue hour in this side street in Florence, Italy. And the sky was really blue, but I don't want that kind of blue look in this photo. So I've taken that out. Again, creating a moody look. I don't want it to be too bright and blue and cheerful. Now, at the same time, I want to take the luminance of the red up a bit, because I want to make that sign kind of pop. So something like that. So show you the before and the after. I'm just creating a little bit more interest around this sign and how it glows off the wall. And then here's the last bit, and we're going to do a little dodge and burn. So I'm going to start with lighten, and what I want to do is I'm going to say left bracket to make it a little bit smaller. I just want to brighten some of this here in the center of this walkway, kind of see what I'm doing there, and just brightening this up. But then I'm going to turn around and say darken, and I'm going to increase the size of that. I'm going to come over here and sort of darken the edges. Again, it's kind of a moody and dark, kind of a scary almost looking scene. If it wasn't for some of the neon signs, you might not want to walk down this street. That's a kind of look I'm going for. So with that dodge and burn, let me show you the before and after. There's the before. You can see it was fairly well lit. And now the after. I've created a lot more shadow on the sides, which I think adds more interest. And it's really just bright in the center, which is sort of like these lights beaming down. And I think that's where I am. I think we've got a nice dark and moody and kind of glowing HDR. You've got all the darkness, all the shadow, all the moodiness with the muted colors like in the sky and then the shadow. And then, of course, some of these wonderful signs and lights that do just kind of pop off the screen at you. So let me show you where we started. There's the base HDR, very well lit, evenly distributed, even distribution of light. And now much more moody and sort of almost kind of scary looking. It's dark, moody, and glowing. That's what we're going for, and that's how I got the look. So I hope that this helps you, and if you do have any questions, please let us know. And thanks again. We'll see you next time.